Thank you, Father Jones, Father Kelly, Reverend Fathers, our guests from Omaha, any other guests I may have not gotten, and of course, my dear brothers. The family I was raised in provided for a very masculine upbringing. So when your parents have 4 sons in 5 years, you can expect masculine things to be going on around the house. We played a variety of sports, and we loved to recreate battle scenes from war movies and documentaries we had seen. But in these stories, we're filled with duty, sacrifice, and zeal for what is true and good. So we took from them a desire to serve and to protect, shaping us as young boys who strive to become men. Of course, boys being boys, we would go over the top in these recreations. For example, we would watch the Rocky movies, designate 2 boys to be ringside managers, the other 2 boys would be in the ring, and then we would use socks as boxing gloves as we punched each other in the face. My family and I moved around numerous times due to my father's work. I was born in the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan, and I moved to Midland when I was 10, followed by a move to North Dakota at the age of 13, and then finally to Grand Rapids before my junior year of high school. At the time, it was hard to see God's providence in these things. Why, of all places, will I go to North Dakota? There's nothing there. It's like Iowa and Nebraska. But the irony of this is that North Dakota was like a spiritual desert, for it was a time of spiritual growth. It ignited the love, or my love, for the church and her teachings, and I had the blessings of a good Catholic high school and a good pastor with Monsignor Thomas Richter, who demonstrated to me that priests were normal, but also very masculine. I had first thought of the priesthood at this time, and I was filled with excitement and curiosity whenever I read the lives of priests, bishops, and popes, and it was in the hand of Providence that placed me there so that I would fall in love with the faith. Amidst all this, I encountered my first great love in life, politics. Girls only came secondary to it. In fact, I would use as a pickup line, "How would you like to be the first lady someday?" It didn't really work. I had to come up with something better. I was engrossed in it, and it was the only thing I really cared about. So I had dreams of running for political office, and from the 5th grade, my entire life was planned out. But my junior year of high school, my life took a different turn, and I grappled with an existential crisis, the whole question of, what am I doing on this earth? Simultaneously, the religious beliefs I held as a child were then seriously doubted. The existence of God, the immortality of the soul, and the divinity of Christ, all these things which I had held without reservation as a child, were now viewed with the most serious skepticism. Without the truths concerning God, without a life beyond this one, and without a relationship with Christ through the church, I was confronted with nihilism. Every day I lived with the fear of my forthcoming death and the annihilation of all that I am. Life without meaning was not freeing, but was being tortured by our inevitable demise. Yeah, that got pretty dark pretty quickly. It was not that I didn't want to be a skeptic. I wanted to believe in the truths of the faith, but it was hard for me to believe so, or so I thought. I share this because I believe that Providence had permitted this period as a necessary step for my vocation. In this period, I put politics to the side, thank God, and began to study the church's intellectual tradition, especially St. Thomas Aquinas, and prayed for the grace of faith. This continued through my senior year of high school, and I once again began to believe in God, Christ, and the church, and recover that childhood confidence. I later graduated high school and planned to study political science in Aquinas College, but decided to pursue philosophy after my father advised me to. I expected to find a girlfriend in a student body that was almost 60% female and would pursue a career in the political arena. However, on August 4th, 2019, the feast day of St. John Vianney, Providence showed me another path. I was sitting in a chair in my house reading. I got distracted, and so decided to surf the internet and found my way to a Catholic meme page on Facebook. Yeah. This page touched on the general state of confusion and the wrong sense of crisis and direction in the church. At first I was laughing, amused by the humor, but then I gradually became saddened. I was frustrated at the state of affairs, And the question was posed to me, what are you going to do about it? And so I just thought, my gut instinct was, I'll be a priest. And then I stopped, and I thought, what the hell did I just say? And so then I began to really think, okay, what if I became a priest? And I gave myself permission to really ponder that. And immediately I was overcome with this presence I had never experienced before or since. It was the experience of a question being posed to me, but more importantly, by a person. Ask me, Thomas, what are you going to do? Immediately there was tremendous consolation, and knowing nothing about the rules of discernment, there was a consolation of joy, peace, and excitement, almost as if I was standing under Niagara Falls. So after discussion of this experience with a friend and an encounter with a seminarian, Nicholas Baker from Grand Rapids, who told me, just do it, man, I applied to the seminary and transferred in January 2020. Since coming to the seminary, the Lord has opened my heart to deepening my relationship with Him, growing fraternity with others, and realizing the need for humility. At times, seminary life can be difficult, but nothing worthwhile is ever easy. This isn't a time in which I grow to become a man who wants to serve and protect Christ, the church, and others. There is much to be thankful for here at St. John Vianney. Good, holy, and faithful priests, brothers who challenge me to become a better son of the Father and a better brother to others, and most of all, a common life centered on Christ. I have never been happier in my life, and for that reason I can say, praise be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever.